Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to a new Producer Insight. Today I'm going to talk about Come Close To, the first tune of my EP called Collateral Damage. And let's dive right into it. So I know Come Close To has been laying around for quite some while, and I had multiple versions of this one, but I felt like now was the right time to deliver it to you guys. I feel like this version is the best version so far. It fits the vibe, fits the whole theme, my whole new sound. So this is also kind of how I jumped into the project and what I did to make it. So for the ones that haven't heard it already, I will show you a bit of the drop. So that's basically it. Well, I'm just gonna talk what I did because a lot of you already heard it. And I kept a lot of elements the same as the previous versions from a few years ago. However, I changed up the break a bit and of course changed up the drops a ton. So of course the first obvious thing is the vocal.
They come around, but they never come close to.
So it's basically just rap a cappella.
They come around, but they never come close to.
And find all the plugins somehow, but yeah. I didn't really do a whole lot anymore to the vocal since it was already quite processed in the other project. Of course I added in the funk elements. Oh, sorry. One. And I added in some other elements like these things. Which is quite sped up actually, but it fitted the whole vibe and the drive really well in my opinion. So basically the main idea of the concept was actually the fake drop. So this is something that I came up with already years ago when fake drops weren't really a thing, but I somehow developed a fake drop before everyone did fake drops. And this was the whole idea behind it. But this was kind of already out there and it was already kind of done and expected. And since I don't really have a full length build up, like it's really short. I wanted an actual fake drop. So what I did here was kind of weird. I extended the break. So this is the actual break, but it's really drivey. So it's not really a break, but it's also not a drop. So it's really drivey. And this is already a build up, but then not a standard build up. So it's not already with all the snares and lifters in it. But it's basically just like a pre-build up. And then the actual build up, where also the vocal starts to climb in pitch, starts right here. And it's actually really short. And then I dropped the melody first. I don't know why, but it just fitted so good. So it just fitted best. Now, of course, we have a ton of crazy stuff. But yeah, so this was kind of weird from what I would usually do. And then I used a ton of old effects and old stuff that was already in the project. Like, for example, the snares. I just took them from the old project, Virtual Riot Risers, which I actually don't use anymore. But that was funny to get it in here as well. And yeah, I really like this effect. It really makes the track, in my opinion. And then yeah, of course we go into the heavy gated kicks. And I just use, as you may have seen, I do this a lot. Just some distorted sounds, which are not actually screeches. A lot of processing, as you can see. The bass sounds like this. And I just added basically some distortion. And it acts like a screech. And that fitted the whole vibe that I wanted to go for, this dark, heavy vibe. Again, playing around with the break elements, which generates a ton of drive. I don't know what I did here, but didn't fully finish the crash. Weird. And here I created a Zaag kick, but not really. It was too harmonically filled. That's a good word to say. As you can see, there's almost no real low end in it. It's all made of high end and mids. Hence, I couldn't really use it as a kick, as a real up-tempo or Zaag like kick. So what I did, I just made an effect out of it. So I extended the drop by 2 of these bars, so 8 kicks or 8 counts, and I filtered it out, so we gave this build-up effect. And then I use an actual Zaag kick for the rest of the drop, and yeah, I just had some screeches. I think this is just, yeah, it's actually just a preset modified. So it was actually more tonal in the beginning, but then I just made it atonal. I added a ton of effects to it. And it just to have a bit more, yeah, of that hardstyle raw drive over the kick. Since I didn't really want to extend the Zaag for too long, I went back to the OG kick. That was in the beginning as well. I just really liked that, and I thought it was cool to also have it with the screech instead of the distorted sound. And then again the melody, just to kind of introduce the melody. What I did here is I kind of recreated the break, but there's a whole different vibe or a whole different drive going on. So here it's 4 to the floor, and here it's more cutted. So it's more like bam bam. And actually, fun thing, I made these myself in a whole different project. And I made it like a few years ago when I was redoing the second version of Come Close To. I was doing it for Come Close To already, but I just wasn't happy with the version. And so yeah, I just did that in a different project. With some whole bunch of modulations and with some snare that I actually also made in that project. So it's a custom snare, just layering a bunch of sounds which you can actually hear in a lot of releases of mine. Ton of releases actually. I almost use that snare every tune. And then still a lot of elements are the same, like these elements. So they generate a ton of drive. Some ambient stuff. Yeah, a whole lot of elements that are still same. And then again with the kick. And then we jump into the melody. And here there is an actual build-up, actual normal build-up already with the snares coming in. Oh, already with the snares coming in, and sure classical build-up. So this is probably the best part in my opinion about this tune. It's the steel pipe kick. So I made a video about this, how I made it, but it was actually made from a steel pipe or a metal pipe sound effect. I created this kick. And I think this is like the actual highlight of the tune. It stands out totally from the rest. Like yeah, the first two kicks are cool, but it's just Zaag and it's gated and has a lot of power, but it's not really special. And this kick is much more special in my opinion. Really pulled me over the edge of actually finishing this tune and dropping it. So yeah, took a few years. We're finally there. A lot of elements are the same, so I kept the screech, the first screech. But yeah, the kick's totally different, so it's good enough for me. And this is actually funny that I reused the old screech, like the actual OG screech, which was in the first version. I felt like this needed to come back in the final version, since it also in the pre-drop and in the OG version, so which some of you might still remember. Then again, build up, normal build up, no vocal since it was already chopped up. And then strong climax. I felt like this tune really needed a climax because the melody was so powerful, and actually that powerful feeling which I want to portray with this whole gangster themed track. I don't know if it's funk themed. And I think this is best of both worlds. So a good combination of you have a strong melody, a dope climax, you have some Zaag, you have some gated, you have something unique with a steel pipe kick and uniqueness in the breaks, which is totally different from usual hardstyle tunes. So I think by doing some weird stuff, looking into an old project, but new techniques can help you a lot. And that's basically kind of what I did in the whole tune. So in general, the whole tune is not really that special made. Not really, but yeah, just overall, the elements that are in there are doing a whole lot. Just are strong elements. I think that's what's making the tune So yeah, I think that's it for Come Close To. If you have any questions, just slide in my DM or drop a comment down below. I'm more active on Instagram, so slide in my DMs with a question. It can be about the tune, it can be about whatever. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
They come around, but they never come close to. I was like you, just with their whole body like wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.